Alright, so this is going to show you guys how to get started using Multisim. This is the one that we have in the labs at school. There is an online one that I'll kind of give a slight tutorial with. It's not as powerful as this one. Alright, but we need to learn how to place a few components and do that sort of thing. So for us, up here, what you want to do is a couple things. So let's go View, and I want to go down here to Toolbars, and I want to have measurement components on here. So that one's very important. That's going to be here, and we're gonna use this one in a few minutes, but we're gonna pop it up there. Okay, and we're gonna use that here in a minute. So first, we're gonna start placing some things, some different components and different parts, so that we can get going here. So we're gonna place component. So go place component, and we're gonna go down to sources. Alright, we want power sources, and the first thing we want is DC power, so it should look like this. We're going to hit OK, and for right now just place it anywhere on your screen. This window is going to pop back up. It's okay, don't close it out right now. We got to make sure we get everything that we need. Alright, so we're going to get a ground in because we got to complete the path. Alright, we're going to have a ground, and then we want to get some resistors in here. So those are under basic, so I'm going to go group basic, okay, and then this pulls up, and I want to go down here where it says resistor. Alright, and it doesn't matter what size resistor you get because we can always change the value. So I'm going to get resistor 1, I'm going to get resistor 2, it automatically does 1, 2, and let's do one more resistor here. Okay, so I'm done with what I want with the circuit right now, so I'm going to close this. Alright, so we're going to make a basic series circuit here in Multisim. Now I don't like the orientation here, so I like where R1 is. R2, I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to right click, and I'm going to rotate 90 degrees clockwise. Alright, I want it this way so I can show us completing a circuit. And then R3, I want to rotate it around. So I'm going to right click, and I'm going to rotate 90. This is just so you know how to rotate things, and 90. Okay? And that didn't do anything for me, right? So it's okay. But I want you to know how to rotate everything around and that sort of thing. It may or may not always get you what you want. Alright, and it gets a little trickier with switches. Okay, so let's change some resistor values. So let's double click on the first resistor. Alright, the properties are going to show up, and we're going to have, let's make that resistance 500. So just type in under value 500 and hit OK. Let's make R2, we'll keep R2 800. Let's make R3 1.2 kilo ohms. So we're going to type in 1.2. Alright, and then we're going to hit K. So now it's in kilo ohms, and I'm going to hit OK. Alright, so we got a basic circuit here, basic series circuit. We got to connect everything. Alright, so when I hover my mouse over the component right here, the very edge, it changes to a dot. Okay, I'm going to left click and start to drag, and then I'm going to connect it over here to the end of the battery. So see, I can free drag, and then I'm going to come over here and left click, and it makes the path complete. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to connect R2 over here, and I'm going to connect R3. I'm going to connect this one to the battery first, and then we're going to connect ground here. Alright, so you should pause the video and make sure that you've done this. We did this live in class. We're going to do this a couple more times just to review. So we just made a series circuit. Woohoo, right? If you want to change the battery size, you would just double click here and change the voltage to 24 volts or 5 volts or whatever that we're going to do when we make our circuits. Okay, so what's the point of all this? Well, we want to be able to understand how to take meter readings on here. Very, very important for us to understand how to read current and how to read your voltage drops across each one of those. Okay, so let's do voltage drops first. So I added that meter for you, beginning right, the measurement tools. So what we want to do is we want to place a voltmeter. Okay, a voltmeter is over here, and there's a certain one we want to place. We want to place the horizontal voltmeter. Alright, so I'm going to grab the horizontal one, and I'm going to place it across R1. Okay, and then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to place a horizontal rotated, okay, over here across R3. I rotated it so that we had polarity. Sorry, I'm scrolling with the mouse right there. So it can change your views. You can scroll in and out with the wheel on your mouse if you want to. Alright, I chose the opposite one here so that I have the right polarity. Then we have to choose one more. We want to place a voltmeter vertical. Notice when I hover my cursor over there, it tells me what I'm choosing. So I want to place a vertical voltmeter across this one. Okay, so when I do that, we have to read voltage across the component. We always read voltage across the component, and this is important for this year and next year and the following year for you guys in school, to make sure that you know how to do this. So we will always place the voltmeter in parallel with the component. Always, always, always. This is the only way to take the voltage drops. Now we can't take the voltage drops right away. It's not giving me anything, right? You see how they all read 0? Yours might read something, but it's insignificant right now because we haven't told it what we want it to read. Okay, so what we're going to do is hit this little green button right here that's run, the little play button. Now, when you hit that, okay, it starts to simulate. It might have a little delay on my computer here, but it's simulating.